What's going on, guys? We are back. Sorry about yesterday. Had some real life car issues to deal with. Alright, what are we doing today? Well, we've got a few fresh mods out there for you. Looks like we got a BMW e30 M30. Or M3 e30, sorry. I got that backwards. It happened. I already have found the Typhoon. It is an electric car conversion. Definitely interesting. So if you have the electric car DLC and you're looking for something that is a little less modern, how about a Shelby Cobra with a rear engine mounted electric motor? Sounded pretty cool to me. That's why I grabbed it. We are still on the hunt for the BMW. Haven't found it. I do have a custom livery for the Delray. We'll make it into a taxi cab. Should add a few other mod parameters for bonus parts and stuff like that, but I'm not really sure because I haven't found one yet. But we're on the hunt. We've got a few things here and there. Busted Knuckle Garage has a fresh set of Busted Knuckles, and we have a fresh set of mods. We also do have one of the Salem 1500 older pickup trucks. I did manage to find one in here. They are starting to spawn better. With this new patch, it looks like Playway is really on top of things about fixing stuff. So, I was seeing a lot of mod notes in the patches, and a lot of positioning notes, spawning notes. If you have a game on PC and you want to read through the patch notes, it looks like there's about 20-25 items in there that they actually fixed and made adjustments to. So that's a good thing. Don't worry about the Ferrari. It's in parking. It's not something we have given up on or anything like that. Yesterday with real life stuff, I was actually working on real life cars and had some issues. A friend of mine got into an accident and ended up getting rather freaked out. So I had to go over and do a damage assessment, determine what repairs needed to be done, what repairs could be put off. Make sure just mechanically the vehicle was sound. But yeah, unfortunately that took pretty much all day. I do have another repair job I have to do tonight. I got to do a set of spark plugs in a supercharged Ford Lightning. Not fun. Pretty much delete top of engine to get to spark plugs. It's kind of frightening. What are you gonna do? Actually, I'm looking at it. The Lightning's engine in the 5.4 liter 2000s Lightning looks a lot like overhead block C. The spark plugs are like right on top of the head, right next to the fuel injectors, and yeah, they're a pain in the ass to get to. So, anyways, I'll probably be doing that overnight. I do want to try and make up for the stream, but I don't know if I'm going to be functional over the weekend. The spark plug job and stuff, it could take 5 or 6 hours, and unfortunately with the heat out right now, we don't really have cool days to work on stuff, and I got to work on it outside, so without having a garage, it's kind of a pain, and have to work on it after like 8 o'clock at night. So if it takes a few hours and it's into the wee hours in the morning, then, it might mess me up a little bit. I did see that they changed something with one of the posters, or one of these new parts for this texture pack actually not showing up. I don't know which one it was, because I wasn't paying attention to which one was wrong, but apparently they fixed it. So, I do have, right now, in the garage, the Typhoon. This is an electric version. You can see there's a Proton ER. It's actually rear engine mounted too, which is interesting. Battery packs and stuff go up here on the hood. So we do have this. We'll get that in the garage. We are, like I said, still looking for the BMW. But if you look down in here, yeah, that's an electric car motor in a Shelby Cobra, basically. Very cool mod. Probably one of the more interesting, I guess you would say. Like I said, we got the pickup truck. We were still junkyard hopping for the BMW and a possible Delray. While I'm not too worried about the livery, it was a really awesome livery. It did give me 4 things to work with. Thanks to all the mod developers again. Lit did the BMW. Great guy. Really creative. Usually does a very good performance modification pack with his mod pack. So if you're looking for a specific mod developer to follow, you know, you got Lit, you got, I believe it's Dead Bob is the other one that does a lot of the mods. Those two guys they're on top of it, and they're usually pretty good about getting stuff out as soon as it's ready. They were the first ones to really get anything out for the game when the workshop was still, you know, hidden behind the community tab, and you had to dig for it to get to it. Now that it's live, you know, they're still back on top of it. So their teams are great. Definitely would recommend, and go from there. We, like I said, are just going to kind of feel things out. We'll probably do the Titan and the Typhoon, and that. I do also have a Richard Petty official NASCAR livery for this. I haven't want to build another one yet. It hasn't come up. I don't want to, you know, do a repeat build when we got fresh mods coming out all the time. So it is there. We probably will do something along the lines of either Trans Am or Bolt Reptilia or something here soon. Like I said, they did do some more patchwork. I seen some car editor patchwork as well. So hopefully for stuff like if I need to figure out a car edit to edit a config file for like the Bolt Reptilia to put the V12 Lamborghini engine in it, that'll be a thing that we can do later on. Waiting for that car editor to get cleaned up a little bit. It's a little rough right now. The first part of the episode right here, though, I'm just going to go back to doing what I was doing off screen. I did want to get this stream started. I know it was a little after 11 o'clock, and didn't really see any freaking reason. But, like I said, I was out here looking for this stuff for probably about the last half hour. Managed to find a couple interesting items. Still looking for a few. But the mods are installed, so we're good. We see a lot of Ferrari spawning in the junkyard because the way the Ferrari mod's set up. I don't know if its spawn rate is higher or if it's just, you know, something that pops up. But I was kind of hoping I'd see the same thing with the, you know, new M3 e30, but really haven't yet. I'm not sure. I did go take a look at it at this salon. It's like $93,000 in the salon. Yes, we can afford it, but I didn't want to build a new car. I wanted to definitely do a restoration. So that's why I didn't go pick it up in the salon and say, hey guys, look at this cool car. If you guys want to see them done like that, that's fine. No, they're going to be sold. There is no keeping a car out of the car salon, and there's very little profit in them. I mean, it's frightening how little profit's in them. Even if I fully kit out a car, in the pickup truck, it was a good example. We only had a couple $1,000s in the pickup truck. We're seeing some electric cars coming in here now. But, yeah, I mean, it wasn't even like $10,000 in the truck. It was only like $2,000 to $4,000, and that was with a complete performance rebuild. So, I too try to stay away from the junkyard. I did notice as well that there was a issue with, and I hope, let me know if you guys have seen this, with the auction, and the same person, computer AI, like jumping the price up constantly. I guess they fixed that, so there was different bidders. I really don't think I've even looked at an auction car seriously enough to care. That's my thing on it. I really haven't got in here and, you know, dug through everything and actually figured out what was going on. But yeah, apparently there was an issue. They patched it, so we are on 1.0.07. We are definitely getting some hot fixes. Like I said, Playway is definitely on top of it this time. I know there was a period there in 2018 where I was seeing that, you know, from live streams and stuff, because I didn't play 2018 on stream. I played it privately, and actually played it on PS4 as well. But there was like really big gaps in the patches at some points. But we'll check a few different places. I want to check a barn, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, just the little things here and there. Anyways, now that you guys are all up to date, you coming to the stream later or whatnot, welcome. If you haven't been to the channel before, definitely welcome. We try to do a little bit of crazy stuff every once in a while. I try to keep it as busy as possible. But, you know, I'm also at the mercy of the mod developers and stuff, so I can't bring out, you know, a hot new mod every single day unless I make a shorter stream. And I don't know about you, but I love playing this game, and it's one of those games that I try to do as much as I can online. I mean, there's certain things, scrap hunting, stuff like that, trying to get that 3-star car with enough scrap parts to actually get it done. I'm not going to make you guys sit through hunting through, you know, $100,000 worth of scrap and playing the mini game for 3 hours. That wouldn't be fair to you guys. It's boring. I get it. Caught myself a few times. I actually had to make a game out of it to a point where, you know, I had a specific line of an average of 2 parts per scrapped item and had to make, you know, had to keep that. But that was one of those things. I mean, that was just to keep my own sanity doing the game. Just hit the yellow button, hit it yellow, and getting a single piece of scrap out of each piece that wasn't working for me. So I did have to kind of, you know, set myself a standard on scrapping. That's the other reason why the Ferrari's not done. It's costing me about 20 to 30,000 credits to go through the junkyard and get every single part and every single pile 3 or 4 times, get a good couple hundred pages of scrap, and then go stand back in that shed and, you know, try and get scrap pieces. And as you can see, we're not done with the engine, and we're still at, you know, 7 scrap, and I've probably done, you know, a few scrap runs. So getting a 3-star car with scrap is a pain in the neck. But what do you say we get into this? I think we can do junkyard runs later. Depending on how long the stream runs, we can, you know, pick it back up at a later period in the stream. We may do a couple runs in between cars. Let's go ahead and get our stuff washed. The last thing I need is more cuts on my hands from cars. I got a few from yesterday. But yeah, I looked down, I got, you know, 3 or 4 decent, you know, burrs on my hands, scabs and stuff that I wasn't paying attention to. I guess I just didn't see them. Interesting, it has the yellow Firewheel rims on it. But I did not pre-prep these cars, just so you guys know. So we're going to get the welding done. We're going to, you know, get the washing, the painting, all that fun stuff. We're going to basically just be in the middle of it. I was going to do some pre-prep work and stuff, but I really didn't see a point. So they call this mod the Thunderbolt Mod, if you're looking for it in the mod page. It's rather unassuming, I will say. I believe JB Studios did this one. But, I could have to check, but I believe that's right. It's called the DC Typhoon Thunderbolt. Like I said, it's fairly unassuming when you're looking at the mod page. You may think, oh, well, what is that? It's a livery or something. The reason it caught my attention is just because the fact I didn't see a out and out, you know, very obvious livery for it. But we do have an electric motor. Now, an electric car version of a Shelby Cobra. That actually sounds really interesting, you know? It's unique. It could be really fast. It could be slow. We don't know. That's part of the fun of this. So, but what I do know is this car certainly did not have an electric option when it came out. As far as the modeling, I believe this is based off of like a 64, 65 AC Cobra. Pretty close to what Carroll Shelby actually drove as a daily driver. But, that being said, I know Shelby was never the type that was gonna, you know, throw an electric motor into the car, especially back in the 60s. I mean, I don't even think electric motors were a concept in the 60s in vehicle size. The ones they did have were made for locomotives, and they were huge. They still ran on diesel fuel to power the generators to run the electric systems, but, you know, I digress. A little bit of history there. We get all kinds here. I do have fairly decent knowledge of history as well, so if you guys are looking for a little car history, that's kind of where we're at. But we'll get this pulled apart. We'll get a new set of rubbers in it, you know, new repaired parts. We will do repairs. That's a given. I know the repair mini game's nobody's favorite, but gotta save a couple bucks somewhere, especially when we're spending so much on that Ferrari. We got a tie rod issue here. Alright, so here's a visual glitch. See this right here? The other side was fine, but for whatever reason, it's, you know, messed up. I don't know why. The last Typhoon I did not have this problem. It could be a problem with when they did the patch. They, you know, redid some positioning on certain parts and cars, and this one may have got, you know, a bug in the system. Like I said, it was good, but for whatever reason, it's no longer good. I do not like these wheels, but we probably will do a resto wheel. I'm not sure. We could do the Typhoon wheels. The Shelby wheels are actually pretty nice, but I'm not sure. This being electric, it's really kind of hard to determine what is going to really look right. So a touch of modern in the wheels and stuff might not be a bad idea. Just to kind of showcase the fact it's not what you think it is. Yeah, it's a visual glitch. We'll see if that cleans itself up as we go. When we rebuild it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever, it's a coding issue. But anyways, these are fairly simple to tear apart. It's actually why I like some of the older cars. There's not a lot of overly complex parts in the suspension systems. So you can get into these and tear them down and rebuild them as far as you can, and then, you know, turn around and sell them off and move on to the next one without having too much headache. But yeah, a rear engine mounted rear wheel drive car, you know, in a Shelby is definitely something that's interesting. I'm pretty sure if they had figured out electric car motors and figured out stuff that was capable of, you know, holding a charge for a 24-hour race or something, yeah, this would have probably been a thing. Don't let anybody fool you. The racing aspect of, you know, auto manufacturing is pretty much the driving force. Outside of a few companies, Tesla, a few others, most cars are built with the specific purpose of how can this help me in a race. And that's fine. Will not fault that in the slightest. The ability to, I guess, go through and have your racing division be responsible for your R&D on your localized cars and your, you know, private sales cars, whatnot, your, what am I looking for the word? Production cars, there we go, production. Having your R&D department be based off of your racing division, it's worked out for a lot of companies. Enzo Ferrari, for instance, and the Ferrari company pretty much uses their race division for all their R&D for their production cars. Yeah, Ferrari doesn't really do a lot of production. But on the same side of the fence, the cars they do make are pretty much track proven. So when I was running around yesterday trying to get parts and stuff, I was sitting behind a couple of Ferraris. Looked like a couple of 458s. Gorgeous cars. They really are. They are definitely not their predecessors, though. They're a lot quieter. They're a lot, you know, more luxury-minded versus driving-minded, I guess. But still visually stunning, and you should be able to pick one out pretty easily. They're unique shaped enough. You're not going to mistake it for a Honda Civic. That's the least I could say. Although I don't know. Hondas are getting a little bit on that better body lines and stuff. The interesting thing is, where I live, exotic cars are actually boring. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I've never seen a Ferrari. It's like, dude, I see 3 a week. That's nothing against where everybody else lives. It's just, you know, where I live, we have a lot of rental companies that rent the cars out, and people drive them all over the place. So, especially, you know, during the summertime when we get a little bit more traffic as far as people coming into town, yeah, we'll see a lot of the rentals out driving around. So, yeah, they kind of become old hat around here. We also do have a lot of people in this town that just flat out own them. So it makes, you know, a little bit more of an less interesting thing out of something that probably should be, you know, one of those things you're slapping your girlfriend on, you know, in the passenger seat, and obviously don't beat your girlfriend, but you know what I mean. You know, you're kind of just poking at her and saying, hey, look at the cool car. And, yeah, or your brother or whatever. And you're just bugging them and you're like, hey, look at that. I've never seen one of those before. Yeah, around here, give it an hour. Honestly, you can actually drive right down by a couple of the exotic car dealerships in town and get right up against lots. And they're big car lots. It's like going to a Chevy dealership. And there's just exotic cars everywhere. It's crazy. But, anyways, we got most of the stuff repaired. We will do performance parts, obviously. This car's cool, but it is still kind of one of those things that we need to use for money. So, not that we're hurting on money, but I did get down to about $280,000 a little bit ago. So, trying to keep that money built up. I still do want to get that $1 million. It's kind of a personal goal to do $1 million, but you know, that's another one of those things that is kind of neither here nor there. But I don't even think we need that hood. That's kind of redundant. That's kind of redundant. But get the body parts off, get the doors off, all that stuff. We'll get the seats replaced. I actually don't think there's much we need to do here. I would like to see if I could put an electric car on an engine stand, though. Or electric motor on an engine stand. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. A few of the body parts we can repair, so we'll get, you know, the 2 or 3 items that were actually still left on the car fixed up. Will save us a little bit. And yes, I will get into custom painting parts. It's just I haven't gotten that far yet. I just hadn't really seen a reason to. So let's get the Proton Engine up here. It looks like yeah, that Proton Engine block is dead. So right away, we need this, I guess, is what we're looking for, the center housing. Yes. Alright. So this is what we're dealing with. That crazy freaking, you know, particle collider looking thing. So we need to find all these parts. I know we repaired part of them, but let's just kind of go through here and see what we got. Proton ER, I'm just going to assume we need these cables. So I'm just going to kind of go through and see what the Proton ER parts are. And see what we actually need and what we can grab. Now, look at the bright side. We don't need a fuel pump or anything for this. We might need a some of these Chargy E1 parts, I'm not sure what it's going to come out to, or the Den parts, but like I said, I didn't really pay that much attention when I did the first electric car, and kind of just did it with regular parts and didn't really look at what was in the performance section for it. We did some performance parts, but definitely not as many as we could. I do know that a lot of this stuff is like stock. You can't do anything with it. So kind of have to see what we got. Alright, so we need a rear end housing, or an end rear housing. So we go back to here, pick the pros. And they did move a lot of electric car parts that weren't mechanical over to the electrical section. So we're going to have to run back and forth. This one time we're going to spend a lot of time in here. But I can pretty much guess on a lot of these. We don't have them. But some of the stuff we do. So we'll make a shopping list. We'll get some stuff on. Oh, look at how big that thing is. Look at how many screws are in this. This is insane. I know gasoline engines that don't have this many freaking bolts in the front of them. Of course, I know gasoline engines that do. So let's see. We need a charger. We do have a charger, and I did not see I thought I seen a performance one. So this is a weird thing. Some of these parts are kind of weird. No, we did not have a charger, so that's fine. Alright, let's get the charger on. AC compressor, stuff like that's all going to be in the electronics parts here. So nice thing is the Proton is one of one when it comes to a lot of the parts for the engine, so you don't have to stress so much. Alright. Power electric controllers, inverters, junction boxes, stuff like that's going to all be pretty much stock stuff. We do have the cables, though. God dang it, we have the cable. Okay, we had a converter. It is a performance part. Charging inductor is a performance part. I guess this is where we're going to see our, you know, red top parts is in this little box here. So there's our red top stuff. The junction box we need. Oops, that's the chargy one. That's fun. Yes. Controller cover we actually have. I don't know why. Don't remember buying it, but we have it. So, whatever. So back to engine parts. And now we need a front end housing. Probably a bottom fan housing. Top fan housing. Yeah, we need a gearbox, I guess. So, it's a few things. Another 20 bolts to put the front end housing on. Yay! Alright. This side I think is pretty well done. Not sure what's going on with the rest of this stuff. So, I guess it's got a big chunk of stuff that I can't part add on the engine stand. So I'm going to go with the fact that that stuff is stuff I can't get without it being in the engine compartment. So that's fine. We'll throw this back in here. Whoa! Look at that. We can see now. All right. We part mounting again. Yep. Successful front of the lift. Okay. I actually love the order of some of this stuff. It's actually frustrating. Cargo up, cargo down. Cargo up, cargo down. And that's kind of how it is. Look at how much... See, this was really never meant to be in here, so it kind of makes sense that, you know, it would have some canoodling issues. But, whatever. It's cool looking. Whatever. We don't care. Yeah, like the cooling hose the cooling hose for it and stuff. This is stuff that literally has to be done from the engine bay, but it doesn't pop up till you at the gearbox. So, doubt we had it. So that. Fan housings. Nice thing is you don't have to put a filter in the fan housing. It's just a big fan. Oh, you had one battery. Looks like. Oh. Oh no. But engine-wise, I think we're pretty much done. So we need 1, 2, 9 batteries, and it looks like we got one underneath there. Might have. So, yeah, like 10 grand. We'll stuff these under here. I did grab the regular car battery as well, just so it's done. But then, yeah, that's a plate of batteries. All right. Let's get some suspension back in and stop working on electrical parts for a second. Alright. Body parts, brake parts. 4 of these. 1 of these. At least 2 of these because I didn't pull them off. Suspension wise, we need wheel hubs, probably 2 caps. They never repair, so. I'll grab 16 rubber bushings just because I believe this was a front sway bar B. So. Alright, we need drive axles, brake calipers. Oh, we actually have more than I thought we did. Alright. That's a drive axle B. Alright. Bottom suspension arms. We should have enough stuff for most of this. I mean, honestly, visually, I only seen tops and bottoms, so it should be 16 anyways. 2, 4, 6, 8, 16. So, we do have a double wishbone for the rear back here. I need 2 of these. 2 of these. Before we get too much further, I'm going to do all that suspension work. Just so I can get it done. Forget about it, and then I have to do it at the end. I always have to do it at the end. I'm going to do it in the middle. Alright. Done. Rear end side of the car. Finished. axle housing in there, make it jump. Luckily, we're far enough under this car that we don't have to worry about it. Might have an upper suspension arm that's bad, maybe two. Actually, I think we were missing one anyway, so. Same thing at the bottom. Or they're different parts, I don't know. I wasn't really specified on which one it was when I was taking them apart, just because I knew I was going to have to change them anyways. And a lot of them weren't going to repair, so. I know, I'm being lazy. Supposed to have all this memorized, right? Okay. Jump up here, we'll do the front. Get the wheel hubs. Yeah, looks like we're gonna need one of those. Bearing. Cap. That's why we bought them. Now, luckily with the front wheels, because we don't have the suspension arms and the cross members in. What did that say? G? Oh, it did say G. Wow. We have a little bit of leniency on our... I forgot about these cross members. Hopefully my count's right on the tires. We don't have them shoved in our face right away, which is nice. There's another electric vehicle battery right here. Oh, boy. All right. So we know we need upper suspension arms. I'm going to get that battery right now because otherwise it's going to make my eye twitch. Oh, don't know why I didn't buy them before. We always need the tie rods. But we needed upper suspension arms times 2. Yeah, I said I was going to make my eye twitch and I didn't install it. I'm smart. There we go. Done. Sway bar. We actually are ahead of the game on that one. Alright, so the end link is a B. That was why I was ahead of the game, honestly. I can pretty much leave this side alone once it's done. Steering rack we repaired. Thank God for that. Yeah, see, here's the visual glitch again. The wheels are sitting way lower than what the steering rack is. I don't know if that's a lowering thing with the suspension or... You know exactly what they did here, but it's kind of cattywampus on this car right now. Don't know why. I'm pretty sure when we took that apart, it wasn't an issue, so... Who knows? This is a mod. I expect bugs. It's fine. We've got a few more tie rods than I thought we did. There's got to be for something else. I did pull a lot of the 3-star parts out and install them into the Ferrari. I had fully planned on basically tearing the engine back apart once I had all the parts, but I had to buy a bunch of stuff in the process, so I was kind of building it as I went. So I do apologize for that. I mean, it's a lot further along now than it was before. But I haven't completed it yet. Like I said, I don't have the parts to finish it yet, so... We will get there. I will 3-star that car. Don't worry about that. End link on here. Yeah. Oh, that is ready for a tire. Alright, we have everything ready for tires, so now I just have to go over and get into the nitty gritty out of the front. Accessible from the... Oh. Fine. There we go. See, that's something that kind of irks me because a lot of modern cars now have trunk-mounted fuse boxes and trunk-mounted batteries, so accessible from the engine bay, which is over here, and this is over here. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. And this is technically the original engine bay, so that's also kind of frustrating. Like, yeah. Alright, so we need an ABS pump, a brake servo, probably an ABS motor, fuse box A, windshield washer reservoir, cooler C, ECD. Well, we get a lot of stuff in here. Alright. But we're out of suspension parts, so you go here, grab these. ECU B, I believe it was. Fuse base. There is other stuff shipped around. I know they added some parts too. I'm not sure exactly what they added because I read it and it didn't register what it was. But, you know, I do know they added some stuff. We'll have to get down here to... Oh, they moved the page. This sucks. So, before I was able to go through the relays and the fuses, they moved it around, so now they're not on the same page. So that's going to be a little bit more of a annoyance. It's not, you know, end of the world, but it is slightly annoying when we had things nice and organized and now they're all messed up, but whatever happens. All right. 4, 2, 1. 2, 3, 1. Okay. See if I did it right. See how good my memory is this morning. I'm starting to catch up. Ah. No. I have a short one. Alright, that happens. Whatever. Alright. So, it looks like we were short of C. I miscounted. Alright, so we need a reservoir, a rad A, and a coolant C. I do not see, right now, a power steering pump. I mean, I guess, so it's fine. Whatever. Let's find our coolant model. It's reservoir C. Oops, rad A. I'm sure there's a fan set for that. I don't know what it is, though. So, let's get over there and figure it out. They're not going to not have a fan on them, not being up front. The B. Alright. And gotta have windshield washer fluid. Heaven forbid you don't have that. I know it's a convenience for a lot of people, but sometimes you don't have the wherewithal to need one or whatnot. You don't. There's times it happens, but okay. Take these tires apart, see what we got. You know what? I might put these back on. These are probably fine. I was going to do a little bit of retro stuff. The more I look at them, the more I'm like, you know, they're kind of like a almost 80s type thing or 90s type thing where you would have probably seen them. So Said rim 1. Oh boy, so there's those. Alright, what size do we need? Oop. I should be using my hotkeys, but being special. 19s! Holy! 235 40s. Those are the fronts. Just gonna make them all the same size. That's fine. And we still have to do the body panels. Standard Cobra build. We're not gonna have too much in the body workshop, so not gonna worry about it. We'll take it out and drive it, and it's gonna be unstable and uncontrollable, as most electric cars are, but, you know, one could hope. Ah, I still have to repair that. Okay. That was the one I had to repair. Instant repair is a beautiful thing. Alright. Looks good. I messed it up, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, these kind of look like a decent racing room. The back ones definitely look fatter. We're putting a bit narrow of a tire on the back, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, it looks good. Okay. Get some fluids in it. You know, all those petroleum-based fluids that you have to use that really make your electric car environmentally friendly. Sorry. Not a huge fan of people that are complete hypocrites that don't understand exactly what's going on with their cars. The electric car movement is one thing, and don't get me wrong, it's a pretty decent idea, but it didn't work in the 80s, in the early 90s. It might work now, but people got to realize that most plastics are made from oil. If someone was to remove all the petroleum-based products from their house, they wouldn't have a house. Nor would they have anything else, for that matter. They'd be out sitting in the woods with a stick. And maybe a burlap sack, but even that's questionable. So, just a quick thought there, if you're ever, you know, feeling like, oh, well, I have all this cool electric stuff, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. How much plastic's in your car? Really? Just answer me that question, because it's probably a lot. I did fix the left door, I believe, so. Right door didn't exist. And the trunk. Alright. Assemble time. Got lightweight parts all the way around. Ooh, that's even white. Wait, did I grab the right one? There we go. I want the bigger one. I didn't grab the mirrors, but fine. Yeah, I should repair the right side one anyway, so. Oh yeah, all the electric components for an electric motor require grease, by the way. Sorry, I hate to give people a wake-up call sometimes, but it's a lot of oil in this car, even though it's electric. Tons of oil. And that goes for real life, too. Tons of oil. It's frightening. Alright. We probably have stock seats, but I don't think we're going to have that kind of steering wheel. That's something pretty modern. Lots of buttons. Standard plates, we're not splurging on this. Gonna be whatever. Really drive it home that it's an electric one. You know, as hipsters would do. Okie dokie. Did I put the battery in it? I did not. You know, the car battery it needs. Oh. You know, with the two-tone, I might do that other door in black and just leave it two-tone. Ah, it looks like a cop car. Alright. Alright. So... not anything wrong with cop cars, it's just not the place on this, specific vehicle. I built a cop car a couple episodes ago. It's actually kind of cool. But... yeah, I just don't think this thing looks good in two-tone. At least not this two-tone. I'm sure there's two-tone that would look good in. But let me take it to a paint shop and figure out a base color. The white looks good. So, ooh, the white with the blue racing stripes. That would be cool. Yeah, let's do that. That's definitely, I do a lot of white cars, so yeah, let's do that. So we're about, I'd say about 90,000 into this car, somewhere around there. I wasn't paying too much attention. I'm gonna move it over to the dyno, find out what it can do, find out if we missed a rubber bushing. No, looks like we're good. Look at that torque drop, though. Gross. I mean, stock it was over 600 horsepower, or almost 600 horsepower, so yeah, that's... 15% gain. Like I said, this torque line for people that build or dyno jet regular normal car engines probably makes you cringe. I mean, realistically. You don't want to see that kind of torque drop off, but oh well. Usually means the car's not making forward pull power in the higher gears. Alright. An electric Cobra. Here we go. Yep, about as stable as I thought it would be. Well, we made a successful burnout machine. That's about it. It might do donuts. I don't know. Yep, looks like it does donuts. We made a donut car. Good job. Probably a $100,000 donut car, too. I mean, the car's stock was $100,000, so... God knows the electric part's going to drive the price up, too. Alright. Other than I think the front license plate, yeah. They never put it on. Okay. 100 over 100. Yep, $131. $145,000 donut car. It does burnouts and donuts. Hey, almost cleared $700,000 there. So we made our money back. Still loving on the time machine. I can't not love that car. We got this pickup. Yep, it's a pickup. It's got a big V8 in it, big gas engine. So, but I did want to go back and in between cars do a junkyard run or two, just because if we can find the M3, then I'd like to do the M3. If we get to the point where we're not finding it at all, I will go buy it from the car salon and we will do it anyways, but I would rather do a restoration than buy a new car and tear it apart. It's not as fun that way, I guess. At least for me, I like tearing them down. It's not good on your back in real life after a while, but yeah, I like tearing them down. Spend enough time bent over the engine compartment of a car and you stand up, you start realizing you got all kinds of sore muscles. Didn't even know you had those muscles, but you'll still have sore muscles there. But yeah, I do like tearing them down. Plus, I don't work in a junkyard. No, I know why I don't work in a junkyard. I couldn't stand to see them crushed. I think that's actually wrong. There's a lot of classic cars out there that people could have that would be their first car that they could fix up really nice, but, you know, people got to crush stuff for scrap metal. I know a lot of them were sitting there, and a lot of the junkyards were basically just overrun, but, you know, they weren't ever this bad. I mean, realistically, most of them at the time they were in lines and well kept. A lot of the issue was the junkyards just wanted too much damn money for something that, you know, was basically a frame. I mean, I've seen a few junkyards down in Arizona. They want like $25,000, $30,000 for a junk car. And then I go and I look at a car dealer in Tennessee that's selling a fully restored and performance modded running car for $14,000. Same car. Now, does the Tennessee car have rust on it? We don't know. You know? I haven't physically gone to Tennessee and looked. Did the Arizona car have junkyard rust on it and service rust? Oh, you bet your believe it has. It did. So, yeah, it can say West Coast cars or desert cars are better because they don't have a lot of, you know, like rotted rust, but As long as it's not structurally damaging to the car, rust is rust. You can replace body panels. Half the time you're going to do that anyways. But yeah, crushing them for the sake of crushing them was getting a little ridiculous. I understood the newer cars, but and they were like, oh, well, anything before a certain date had to be crushed, and all the junkyards were like, hey, yeah, we don't like money, let's do that, and they didn't fight it. Well, that was their part. That was their fault. A junkyard like this probably doesn't exist in a lot of the country, at least in the U.S. You can't find, just a junkyard with a, 57 Bel Air sitting in it anymore. Feel a little bit better about buying that BMW from the car salon with this kind of cash in my hand, though. That Cobra was a good idea. Yeah. Evo, Mustang. DeLorean. Actually, sorry to say it, I don't want to lose my DeLorean that's in my shop, but, I also kind of want to uninstall the mod because it's in the way. Ooh. Another Cadillac. Only what, $14,000 that. See, that's what I'm talking about, though. There's some of these cars that they just want all the money for, and they're not worth it. Like, this is a generic Volvo. Okay. He wants $5,000 for this car. 93... a 93 Volvo 240 might be worth $5,000 running. Not worth $5,000 in junkyard. Used to be a day and time in this country and in a lot of other countries where you could build a car out of the junkyard. You could build your own car. Those days are gone, unfortunately, at least for most people. Unless you got a boatload of money, they're pretty much gone. Oh, God. I'm going to take my phone that I'm using to monitor my stream off of Wi-Fi for a second, see if I can, if it's a bitrate problem on YouTube or if I have a issue with connection. It might be my end. Refresh my stream too. Alright. So I'll refresh my view just to see what's going on and go from there. So I was running off the Wi-Fi that the computer's hardlined to, and it seemed to be having an issue, so switch over to the 4G network and see if, or the 5G network and see if that works. But no, I guess it is 4G right now. I was right the first time. I just looked down, I'm like, no, well, actually pretty close to accurate. What we got here? Reptilia. It kind of looks like an RX-7 from the front. It's kind of funny. Now there's a car I wouldn't mind seeing in the game again. They had a Mazda DLC for that. I'm wondering if, in mod developers, if you're out there and you're actually going to leave a comment on my video, let me know what they're telling you as far as what cars you can, if they're giving you any notification as to what cars you guys can put in the workshop or not, because they have DLCs planned for some of them. Just kind of give me a heads up, you know, so that way I'm not looking for something in the workshop that is going to come out in a future DLC, you know. Oh, this e30, I swear. Turn the garage, yep. It's officially pissed me off, guys. We're going to the salon. You don't want to buy it in Salon, but it's going to take me probably 300 visits to the junkyard to find it. And I'm going to go to the car salon, I'm going to buy it, and then it's going to be in the junkyard. So we're going to go to the car salon and go spend $93,000 on a car that's, I think in Europe, is used as one of the, what do you call it? Car Trek type cars, cars you can buy for stupid cheap. But anyways, here's the mod. We'll take a look at it right here. Look at this. Look at this M3. Oh, no trunk space. Yikes. Now, it should be a 6-cylinder, but I believe this is a V8. Yeah, it looks like a... No, that's inline 4, actually. So, not sure what the swap options are on it. It does say we can find it at the junkyard, but there might be a config problem. Or I have too many mods installed. I don't know. I didn't think I'd reach that point yet. I mean, in 2018, it was almost impossible to find some of the cars without removing mods. But I didn't think we were that far yet. I would rather buy the stock one. We do have another option. It would save us a bit on parts. We could get the lit edition and put this together, and this thing is, a V8. It's already got the wide body kit on it. We don't have to do jack for customization. This is why I wanted to find it in the junkyard, so we could kind of explore the parts. But yeah, that's the mod. I mean, the hood opens properly. I don't know about the interior, but yeah, that's pretty much what I would have done. Looks like you only put one seat in it, so don't see too much. Definitely got some wide body kits on it, though. That's kind of nice. But yeah, I mean, we could buy one that's ready-made, turnkey. It's probably got a hell of a lot of performance parts under their hood, too. But why would we do that? That doesn't make any sense. Plus, I believe this car is, $317,000. I don't know why it's that high. I mean, now on the other side of the fence, if we actually copied it, might be worth $317,000. That's a fast way to $1 million right there. This one is $93,000, and I think we're gonna bite the bullet and we're gonna go ahead and grab it. Now, I did send another item, I believe. No, I didn't. I got it. So I'm not sure. We got a few things sitting around in the car park. I'm not even sure if we have stuff that still doesn't run. But if we do, we can always do restorations on that. I do want to do that pickup truck as well. But yeah, I kind of, bit the bullet on that. Let's see. Zalbar's, Reptilia, the Volvo, Smiley Salem, the Skyline, and the 458. So no, we got everything there. That's the other thing, guys. If you're a fresh new subscriber and you're really active in chat and stuff, I do keep track of that, and I do try to do custom plates and stuff and builds for people within reason. If I haven't been building something and you're really active and whatnot, I might do a custom plate for you if you haven't made a request, and then we will try to store a good chunk of those cars. Obviously, this game, we're not going to have infinite room to store cars. It's probably a lot worse off than 2018 in that case, but we will do what we can. We'll do what we can. Let's take this into the car lift and tear it apart. At least the parts we have to tear apart. Probably the body, engine block. I want to see if we can do a V8 swap on it, but I don't have a V8 laying around. I do have the one that's in the pickup, but I don't have the i6 or i4 pickup mods, so yeah, it's one of those things. I don't think we need to drain those fluids. We might need to find the coolant reservoir. This actually might have a radiator C in it. No, it's got an A in it. Oh, there's the coolant reservoir. I do want to drain the coolant reservoir so when I yank the engine out, it doesn't freak out. But the rest of the fluids, I believe, can stay put. We could do a really tricked out performance i4 too. It's not going to be stupid fast, but it have to be. BMW. A lot of these cars had inline fours in them too. So this is not unusual. I mean, I think BMW is notorious for having V8s and 6 cylinders for the most part, but at least any of the BMWs I ever ran across were an inline, were either a 6 or an 8. But yeah, you might find a 4, depending on where you're at. Some of the European ones might have been 4s, but I'll see about a swap. See if I can drop a, actually just grab a V8 block and an engine hoist. Might be the way to go. See if I can just drop a raw V8 block into this thing. Might have one too, my inventory. You know, that inventory we haven't been paying attention to, that we have a bunch of parts we have to sell. But, maybe this. Yeah, I know I should be scrapping these, but I just wanted to get rid of those. I got another barn location map. See, I've got the throttle V8 and the head covers for the Ferrari still in my inventory, so I gotta watch what I do. Let's get this case opened up real quick, though. To see what we got. We're about where we started when we started the playthrough today, so we pretty much spent the Cobra money on the BMW. That's fine. I did want to get it for everybody, you know, get everybody a good eyeball on it. Since it is a new mod, and I did showcase it in my title, I did want to make sure that it was there. But, yeah, we got a lot of different stuff here. Engine heads for V8, stock. Don't have a block. I do have a lot of the other parts, though. If we needed to make if we needed to do a V8 conversion, I'm just not sure if it's a carbureted or a fuel injected one. But okay, let's pull this out. Oh, you suck. Yeah, it's literally that exhaust section right there. And it's bolted the exhaust manifold, so we got to take the exhaust manifold out anyway. Alright. Car goes up, car goes down. Car goes up, car goes down. I still don't know how we're using an engine crane to pull an engine out of a car I didn't take the hood off of, but you know. What do I know? Well, maybe it won't let us. I don't know. If we take it off the stand, I can use the hoist to shove it in there. Haha. Nope. Crap. Alright. Fine. No swap option. I couldn't trick it. Alright. Well, since that's the case, let's tear this out. Car guys that was out of keep coming back. Roll up. something that I used to watch all the time. And that would make me sad. Alright. There we go. So we'll do as much performance as we can. Balls! Okay, what is going on here? Okay, my titling screwed up. I'm sorry about that, guys. Anyways. I did notice there was another viewer on my stream right there at the end before it decided to die, so come back, I understand. If not, you know, thank you, YouTube, for dropping my stream. I know it wasn't my Gamecaster or my network because I'm still streaming at 120 FPS in 1080p, not even 4K. So I wasn't overrunning the system. I just got my channel freaking shut off again. Yay, stream shut off. Alright. But go back to get tablet. We already have good piston rings, so I don't have to buy those. It's... Ooh, I don't know what alternator we need. What engine is this? Piston with Conrod. Stock alternator. Okay. This is a stock alternator. I don't know what cam we need, but we'll get into that. Same thing with that engine head. I think it's just a straight I4. Flywheel. Clutch plate, pressure plate. Four pistons, because, yeah, it's the thing. I have 4 power steering pump. Okay, put this back together. Can't do much, but we'll do what we can. You just don't have to buy a lot of parts. Just have to buy stupid stuff. Handful of performance parts, and we're pretty much good to go. So, part mount. It is just a stock i4 engine head, so that probably means it's a stock i4 cam. I would hope. I don't see one, so we end up with ones we already own in my inventory back in this thing, which, whatever. It says camshaft, so if it's just camshaft, then I have performance ones. Nice. We'll need plugs, ignition coils, but we can put this front end back together now. Because there shouldn't be any more performance parts on this. Just plugs and ignition coils. That's how lame this engine is with parts. We'll walk over the other side of the engine real quick. Fuel rail DI, I know there's one of those in here. Yep. Okay. I4 DI intake manifold. I don't know. Got some interesting intake manifolds. Maybe we got one. Yeah, we do. Look at that. Alright, and throttle for an i4 actually, while we're here. Let me get this one. Look at that, a custom intake manifold. We can't do crap with parts, but we put a shiny manifold on it. And a shiny throttle. Yes, that's much better. Straight line instead of that wishy-washy nonsense that we had before. Okay. Clutch. Yeah, I have so many clutches because I repair them and then end up doing performance parts. Really should do something about that. Alright. Take off the sand. Go put our little tuner car engine into the frickin' BMW. Now we're gonna probably rip a bunch of this nonsense off. Like the body kits and stuff, we're gonna replace it with performance parts. We just haven't got that far yet. I didn't do the exhaust either because I need to do it in the car. So that's why we don't have the exhaust manifold on yet. I want to make sure it was done in the car and it was done properly. Okay. Pretty sure there's a performance one? I'm just not sure. Turbo manifold? Nope. I4B? No. This vinyl pole. Yes. There we go. Alright. So hopefully they're adding some more of the generic parts from 2018 back in the performance shop. We actually can get some better intakes and stuff again. Because we really lost quite a bit. And now you don't think we did, but we did. That tuning DLC in 2018 was pretty comprehensive, and this one, I don't know, it feels like it's lacking in a few spots. A lot of the V8 stuff. I mean, we never had superchargers, but the fact we never had superchargers, we had turbos. Never made any sense to me. We could get a better turbo, but superchargers were just superchargers. Couldn't change pulleys, couldn't do anything fun. Alright, now. Done with that. Fresh imports. Oh boy, no image. Awesome. So our image files aren't loading, which means something they patched messed up stuff. Because we know those cars were popping up in fresh imports before. Ugh. So we get a boatload of bumpers, a boatload of everything. Custom doors, custom hoods, custom windshields. I do want the M series for that. I don't think we need the taillights, the windows. I don't say anything in the headlights. I do like the diffuser bumper though. What's D? The mirrors, whatever. Actually, these are... The E and F headlights are kind of cool. Because they get rid of the... they do intakes, which is kind of nice. M3 hood E. Yeah. Okay. Let's do front bumper F. Kind of like that. Car part. These are wide body kits. I'm not sure which one's which. So... I have to play with that. I do not want a big boat tail wing on this thing. I'm sorry, guys. I don't. Let's put, you know, that on there. So let's get rid of the hood. Rid of the windshield. Rid of the front bumper. Remount the F. Plate back on it while we're here. Remount the hood. That's better. That's the E3 I'm used to seeing with the ventilated hood. Especially in the M series ones. These cars were already performance cars when they came out of the factory. So, we're just purdying it up a little bit. Car part 1, get rid of the spoiler. And I think this one is slightly higher. Yeah, it's subtle. It's not much higher. Your bumper out of there. Diffuser bumper in, plate back on. Okay. Now, as far as these other car parts, let's try a car part 3C. See what that is. Not sure where it's going to end up being. That's a 2. That's that fender well, so it's this one. I'll take this off. Wow, that's actually crazy. It took the whole body off. Wow, crazy. Alright. Car part 3C. That is definitely a wide body. Oof. Not feeling it. No, I think we're going to stick it with stock. I think it'll work. I'm not sure. How is this bumper flare? Oh yeah, we gotta do something. That bumper flare is horrible. That's a wide body bumper, that's what that is, so. Looks like we're doing C's. I'm not a huge fan, but for blendability down the body of the car, kind of necessary. I need to paint the car white or something so I can see. The contrast. Because the dark black is just frightening. I guess we didn't have to go that wide, but you know, whatever. It does blend. I can see it here. It blends pretty good. So, alright. It wasn't quite a restoration. I do apologize. Apologize to every one of my viewers that wasn't a restoration. I did look. Like I said, I spent a half hour before the stream looking for the car. We went to 6 or 8 junkyards while during the stream. I couldn't find it. I was hoping I could find it because I was hoping I could find the one with V8 in it, but unfortunately we couldn't do that. We shouldn't need to do anything in here, but, you know, we'll double check to make sure the dealer's alignment's right, because it's probably not. Oh, surprisingly it is. Alright. Take it over to the paint shop. Now, my knowledge of most BMWs is they were, you know, they were very specific colors. M3s were usually red or, you know, a lightish blue. I mean, the dark color here I wouldn't see. I actually would see them in, I actually think of gray, like a gunmetal gray would look kind of cool on this. Black is definitely an option. Now, they were saying something about paint. Something like carbon fiber texture or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying that much attention to it. But, if there's any liveries, there's not. So, going 100% saturation. Yeah, let's see, that's that blue. Anyways, can't really get a good color there. I do really want to see that gunmetal gray, though. I think that's the color. I'd have a BMW in this color, and actually there's a lot of them that are silver. That's the thing. A lot of BMWs don't have a color. They're pretty much just all silver. The M series and some of the other ones did have paint, and you can find BMWs with paint, but there was so many of them that were just silver. Yeah, it's not unique, but, you know, why do we have to be unique on everything? Looks pretty good. Interiors look good. You know, skin over. And we'll dyno jet it just because I think it actually is a couple extra bucks. The car is definitely probably not going to be worth 300 grand. I'll be surprised if it's worth, you know, a little over 100,000. And that's fine, because I will do a restoration on one when I find one, and we'll revisit this car. Especially if I can find a V8 one. I definitely want to do the V8 because I think it's going to be overpowered. It's going to be broken. Yeah, 308 horsepower. Honestly, 308 horsepower is probably more than this car can handle, but yeah. We don't have the suspension shop in the game. That's something I would like to see, is a suspension shop where we could put, you know, some kind of race-tuned suspension on it. Because you can put all the tires you want on it, and it's not going to matter, but it comes down to it, the real kicker on a lot of things is suspension travel. And if your suspension's not traveling, your tires are spinning. So, but, well, I'm not really sure what the coating's going to be like on something like that, but hopefully Playway's got some kind of idea and can at least give us something. A lot of us out there that, you know, grew up around the drag race tracks and stuff, you know, all kind of feel the same way. Very generic gauge cluster, by the way. Did you see this? But, yep, that looks like every E3 I've ever seen that's been modded out. Big fat wide body kit, small tires, ventilated hood, you know. Hate to say it, but it kind of looks like every one I've ever seen. About as fast as everyone I've ever seen, too. I mean, 150 miles an hour out of a four-banger is not bad. I mean, we're not going to argue that. Yeah, there's some Hondas and stuff out there that'll crank, you know, over 190, but for the most part, Four bangers aren't meant to go over 150 miles an hour. And we're going to lose money on this car, by the way. Just so everybody knows. We can't do anything about it. So, we're going to lose $4,000 on it. Like I said, if we do a restoration, we can probably make that up later. But right now, that thing's going away. Hopefully, if we find a V8 one, we can make some money. I do want to do this truck. Anybody who's been around the channel for a little bit of time was well aware of the fact I was looking for this truck. I actually bought the, other pickup truck in the salon just so I could do a truck because I wanted to do a truck. But I like this old style. Honestly, I'd rock a car like this. Actually think I'm going to put like Alabama or no. I know. I'm going to put Florida plates on this because this reminds me of the truck from Porky's as a movie. But probably a lot of young people out there don't know what Porky's is. But yeah, I'm going to put Florida plates on this because this is definitely reminding me of a Porky's truck. Wasn't a very good reputation on that truck, but would have been about the right year and everything. Yeah, South Florida. Yeah. But let's get the body panels off, get the new body panels on. I don't know what we're going to do as far as tuner parts on this. We'll have to see, but definitely doing Florida plates. That's a thing. Now this looks like it is a overhead valve V8 non-supercharged. Looks like a twin carb. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, it's twin carb. It's non-supercharged, which is fine. We don't need a big supercharger motor in this. I actually would really like to see if it fits under the damn hood, but yeah, I think we do a swap and we do a supercharger on this. We do have an engine block for a V8 for a different kind of engine, but I think we just do a brand new engine. Would like to do something like the 6P or the Mag, which this is the Magnum V8 out of the Dodge. This is the, I think the 6P is like the Hemi or whatever, so. But what is this? 360 horsepower SS motor. It's interesting. I mean, obviously they're going to do that engine, but that's beyond the point. This is what's in it, the V8 twin carb overhead valve, which is 330 horsepower. So we're going to gain 80 horsepower just by building this. And yeah, we don't need to build a supercharger engine for it, but I want to see if it fits under the hood. Plus, we already have a dual overhead cam V8 block sitting in this truck, so we might as well use it. And if we have to replace it, well, we already got an engine basically prepped up to go. Probably do a little bit different wheel on this. I'll do a sport truck wheel on this. Not gonna trash it up with too many mods, but it'd be nice to see a couple things. Now, there is a mod in the workshop I seen that I guess gives this like an off-road kit, like a four-wheel drive setup. I'm not sure how that works. I haven't installed it yet. I kind of wanted to see if I could find the truck first before I started installing mods for it. And I honestly thought the Salem Delray, or the Delray Custom, was going to be an easy one to find because I've seen so many of them in the salvage yard. And I don't know. Just for whatever reason, it decided that it wasn't going to show up for this episode. But we are fast approaching level 31. I think by the time we're done with this car, we should get level 31. At least we'll be close. Might have to do a little bit here and there. That case really saved us because it gave us about 500 XP. This looks like it has off-road tires on it anyway, so... You know, we'll have to see what we do. Might do a really low profile, like a 25 profile tire on it or something. I don't know, make it stupid low or something. Because we can manipulate it a little bit with just the tire sizes. We don't need a lowering kit. But, like I said, I don't know. We're not there yet. We'll get there. I have to do a whole double wishbone shock setup on this thing, probably top and bottom. Or front and rear, I'm not sure. Might have leaf springs in the back. I hope it has leaf springs in the back. I mean, if they're damaged, then I have to buy them anyways, but... It's less time on the spring puller, I guess, is what I'm looking at. The thing's not that slow anymore. It used to be a lot worse, but... I'd just rather not be over there doing springs. Alright, drive shaft out of here. Yep, it is leaf springs, so that's fine. I actually like leaf spring suspension because longevity-wise, really? They're one of the longer lasting suspension systems. You don't really have the major, you know, shock collapse that you have with a lot of other cars where, you know, you have to put new shocks in them every few years. They're pretty much, yeah, here we are, we're here. You know, as long as we don't completely rust out, we're good. And I mean, they still have shocks under here too, but, and as they should. There should be some kind of baseline shocks. This car has all four wheels. Anybody catch that besides me? They're